Hi, it's All Action No Plot, talking all things Tottenham Hotspur, today previewing Spurs against Brighton, and I'm going to look at 3 reasons why I think Spurs will win against Brighton. Firstly, our attacking midfield, Christian Eriksen and Dele Alli. Now, against Manchester City in the last 2 games away from home, neither of them really had a chance to peddle their wares. Both of them were forced into these defensive roles that I can't imagine they enjoyed much. Neither of them had much possession of the ball. Instead, they were forced to chase City players, try to close down space, shuttling across to the right, shuttling across to the left. Against Brighton, it will be a different kettle of fish. Brighton will set up deep, very defensively. We'll have the ball in the final third, a lot of possession, and this means Dele Alli can dip into his box of tricks, the nutmegs, the pirouettes, those little runs into the penalty area undetected. This is a chance for him to do that and be effective with it. Similarly, Christian Eriksen can pick out those eye-off-the-needle passes. In recent weeks, I actually think he hasn't been that effective. He's been sloppy in possession. He's given away a lot of passes, simple passes he should be making. However, even within that context, he still has those gorgeous passes in his locker. Think back to the game against City at lunchtime on Saturday. There was one pass he played from inside his own half, a good 50 or 60 yards into the path of Son, around the back of the defender. It was sumptuous. And similarly in the Champions League first leg against City at home, that little chipped pass into the path of Sonny to set up the only goal of the game. So we'll need both Eriksen and Dele Alli to get on the ball and be effective against Brighton. Secondly, the fullbacks. Now, we all know Mauricio Pochettino loves nothing more in life than rotating his fullbacks, so I'd expect Danny Rose and Kieran Trippier to come into the team. And even if they're not actually providing assists, just being there on the pitch, pushing high up the pitch and hugging the touchlines will be effective, because it will force the Brighton defence to stretch out across the whole width of the pitch and hopefully create more space for us. Now, Trippier this season, his defending has been pretty below par. However, going forward, he remains a very strong threat. He's got a lot of pace, and his delivery on those whipped crosses is excellent. Similarly, on the other flank, Danny Rose plays forward with aggression, with pace, with trickery, so we'll be relying on both of these two to provide the width and provide an attacking threat. And thirdly, Fernando Llorente. Now again, against Man City in the last 2 games, away from home, we played the combination of Sonny and Lucas, and it worked very effectively. They both have a lot of pace to burn, and City were pushing a long way high up the pitch, almost to halfway, giving us that chance to counter-attack using the pace of Sonny and Lucas. But again, to reiterate, Brighton will be a very different game. They'll set up very defensively, very deep, and that means Llorente will have a chance to be effective. Think back to that game against Huddersfield a couple of weeks ago. He had a very effective game. He was holding up the ball, using his strength, and those gorgeous little cushioned layoffs allowed the supporting cast to run onto the ball. Also against Huddersfield, as the scoreline improved, we went 2-0, 3-0, Llorente's performance became more and more confident. He started to win a couple of headers, a couple of near misses with his head, a couple of near misses with his feet. I'd like to see him start. When we use him as a substitute, he's never really that effective, and I think it's because the team don't really adjust quickly enough to his strengths. Whereas if we have him from the start, he can hold up the play a good 20 yards, 15 yards from goal and be very effective. If you've got any thoughts, please leave them below in the comments section, and do check out the blog allactionnoplot.com.